Good evening, it is Matt Rogers, and thank you for joining Nibiru Sky Observations. On this broadcast, we're going to speak of rogue planets. Our galaxy is home to trillions of worlds gone rogue. Astronomers have found that free-floating planets far outnumber those bound to a host star. Many of these rogue planets have come out of a binary system, two suns, that has caused a great catastrophe, flinging out these planets into other solar systems, other galaxies. Free-floating planets, dark, isolated orbs roaming the universe, no orbits by a host star. These don't just pop up existence in the middle of the cosmic. They probably form the same way as other planets do, within the swirling disk of gas and dust surrounding an infant star. But unlike their planetary siblings, these worlds get violently chucked out to their celestial neighborhoods. Astronomers have once calculated that billions of planets had gone rogue in the Milky Way, detailed in 2 newspapers, except the publication in the Astronomical Journal. The research has investigated that these planets are 6 times more abundant than the worlds orbiting their own suns, and they identified the second Earth-sized free floater ever detected. The existence of wandering worlds orphaned from their star systems has long been known, but poorly understood. Previous findings suggest that the most of these planets were about the size of Jupiter, our solar system's most massive planet. But these conclusions gathered a lot of pushback. Even scientists who announced it found it very surprising. To better study these rogue worlds, David Bennett, an astronomer at the NASA Goddard Space Flight Center, and his team used 9 years of data from microlensing observations in astrophysics telescope at the University of Canterbury Mount John Observatory in New Zealand. Exoplanets were indirectly detected by measuring how their gravity warp and magnetic fields and the light arriving from the faraway stars behind them, an effect known as microlensing. With the help from simulations and models, the researchers worked out to spread the masses for more than 3,500 microlensing events, which indicate stars, stellar remnants, and also brown dwarfs and planet candidates. Data from all these candidates were compelling, even though from the team to claim the discovery of a new rogue planet Earth. From the discoveries, they estimate that there is about 20 times more free-floating worlds in our Milky Way than stars, with Earth masses 180 times more common than rogue Jupiters. The conclusion that most rogue worlds are small makes more sense than the idea that they are Jupiter-size. Dr. Bennett says that these planets are thought to go rogue when 2 protoplanets slam into each other. The force of the impact is so strong that it knocks one of those emerging star systems altogether. Okay folks, but think about it. Planets can be kicked out of their star systems only by larger objects. If most of these stellar orphans were Jupiter size, a lot of so-called super Jupiters must be orbiting host stars, but those are scarce. On the other hand, these results suggest that lower mass planets are the ones at risk of injection. Dr. Bennett also explained and said that the abundance of free floaters in the Milky Way suggests that the planet-sized objects slamming into each other during the formation process are maybe more common than theorized might have guessed. A bunch of astronomers at the University in Warsaw also said that the group results strengthened earlier hints that rogue worlds from observations made within the optical gravitational lensing experiment and the Korean microlensing telescope network. Explained. So now we have 3 independent studies, 3 independent lines of evidence, and low-mass free-floating planets are very common in the Milky Way. He wrote this through an email. In that very email, they stated there is still some very important work needed about whether these planets are truly unleashed or just cast out to a wide enough orbits for scientists that can't link them to a host star. Their observations explain the population probably includes a mix of both, but it'll be difficult to deduce the relative numbers of which with microlensing measurements alone. In these brand new studies, astronomers are looking forward to even better free-floating planet data taken with the Nazi Grace Roman Space Telescope. The establishment mission is set launch in 2027, which could spot hundreds of rogue Earths combined with data from the European Space Agency or well-positioned observatories on the ground. Scientists will be able to measure the mass more directly with the less reliance on models. So the big question is, folks, could any of these planets be habitable? Possibly, says Dr. Bennett. He explains that they could be dark without a host star, but not necessarily frigid. But also the hydrogen in the planet's atmosphere could act like a greenhouse and trap heat from its interior, which is and sustains microbial life in deep sea vents like here on Earth. They also explain of the observations of these huge rogue planets just wandering the solar system, causing a tail like a comet, moving again very strangely, free floating without an orbit of a star. They also explain as well searching for life on these lone worlds is out of reach. Maybe they'll have to have another method to do so in 100 years. This is what the scientific community states, but they also state that they're now looking for things that they can do and also observe these very closely. Again, the astronomers didn't look beyond the bounds of the Milky Way, but they expect that other galaxies are pretty similar, meaning that these outcasts might be sprinkled across our entire universe. See, like I just stated, for 2027, they're going to be able to track and monitor, and also with the new lenses of those telescopes in the foreseeable future, noticeable of billions and trillions of exoplanets. Many telescopes, high-powered telescopes across the world, have indeed uncovered data suggesting rogue planets. Those wanderers unhinged from any star outnumber the approximately 100 billion planets which orbit stars. Okay folks, now just this afternoon I received the following question from one of the subscribers. Explains by Timmy Anderson. Hello, Matt. What will happen to our solar system if a rogue planet appeared in it? Okay, to our community, let's figure this out together and explore the potential risks and consequences of a rogue planet present, if any. See, upon encountering a rogue planet, the fate of the solar system and the Earth depends on several factors, including its mass, velocity, direction, motion, and how deeply it penetrates the solar system, and whether it gets captured by the sun or escapes the system. In any case, the visit of a rogue planet would lead to changes in the orbits of planets and asteroids in the solar system, abrupt climate changes to our surroundings. These changes can be barely noticeable and indeed insignificant or profound enough to cause a complete cataclysm. Indeed, if one of these rogue objects, a rogue planet, heading towards our world, the Earth, would indeed cause a huge crustal pole shift. Again, something very unusual that would enter our solar system, causing this great catastrophe. These objects will cause indeed towards our world a great lockdown, cover-up, complete switch off of our infrastructure. Normally scientists would discover new planets by focusing their individual stars and watching for the wobbling and small blips of light caused by orbiting planets. But to find planets that aren't attached to single stars, scientists took a few steps back and looked for the changes of light patterns on the broader field of stars much farther away. They focused on an area near to the center of the Milky Way and took 2 pictures of every 10 to 15 minutes over several months. And in 2006 and 2007, assuming the fearsome data, they explained they found evidence of up to 10 orphan planets without parenting stars very close to our solar system. Now, when they say the observations of being billions and billions of miles away, kilometers away, that is only a stone throw away in astronomical terms. So how far away could one of these objects towards our world to cause a massive pole shift? See, indeed, space, the universe, the solar system, the Milky Way, the galaxy. It is full of wonders, folks. Very strange anomaly formations and entities are being picked up using telescopes. Planets in our solar system and also to the outer reaches of our solar system, past the asteroid belt, a large celestial body that they call Nibiru Planet X, the coming cataclysms on this 3,600-year elliptical orbit that is causing strange wobbles towards the orbits of Neptune and Uranus. There's a lot of things that are being hidden as well, folks. A lot of dangers out there in space. See, folks, with my observations by using the telescope, I define coming within the solar system of a rogue planet to mean we could see a rogue planet in such a way that when we look at it with a telescope, it would look like Neptune or Pluto. Mrs. Elizabeth Horns from Pittsburgh, United States of America, sent an email as well saying, Matt, what do you think of a distance, or how much of a distance could we see of a chart of a rogue planet hitting the Earth? See, for rogue planets that were to come at least this close, there would be 1 in 1,000 charts that it would hit directly, alter Earth's orbit. I also add as well, it is tricky to estimate how likely a direct collision with Earth is, but that is to say much less likely. Even the scientific community have estimated, by picking up the research this afternoon, the chance of a rogue planet coming closer to the Earth than Mars and Venus in the next 100 years is to be about 2 billion. Okay, this news information came through as well about scientists discover sunken worlds hidden deep within the Earth's mantle that shouldn't be there. A new way of studying and measuring structures deep inside the Earth highlighted numerous previously unknown blobs within the planet's mantle. These anomalies are surprisingly similar to the sunken chunks of Earth's crust, but appear seemingly impossible in places. Potential patches of Earth's ancient crust, sometimes called sunken worlds, may have been discovered deep within the mantle thanks to a new way of mapping the inside of our planet. However, the mysterious blobs appear in places they should not, leaving researchers scratching their heads. Folks, for decades scientists have been building up better pictures of Earth's interior using seismographs, 3D images created by measuring how seismic waves from the earthquakes deep within our planet. This method helps scientists to identify ancient sections of planetary crust, known as slabs, that have been pulled out through the mantle, through the zones where the tectonic plates meet. For example, way back in October 2024, researchers announced the discovery by sections of seafloor that have been sunken deep into the mantle below Easter Island. In that very study published November the 4th, 2024 in the journal Scientific Reports, researchers revealed that they had discovered numerous potential slabs throughout Earth's mantle. Using new shape of the seismographic imaging, little information about the size though, folks. Exact locations of blobs have been revealed so far. However, unlike previously identified subducted slabs, which are found in the area where tectonic plates currently collide or have previously smashed together, some of the new anomalies are located in places where no known tectonic activity ever occurred, such as below the Western Pacific Ocean. As a result, it is unclear how they ended up even them areas. Dr. Thomas Goetting, a doctoral candidate at the ETH Zurich Geological Institute in New Zealand, explained and said in the statement released January the 7th of this month, folks, with a new high-resolution model, we can see such anomalies everywhere in the Earth's mantle, but we don't know exactly what they are. There are indeed other potential explanations for the newly mapped blobs. For example, they may be made of crust-like material left over from the mantle creation 4 billion years ago, or they may consist of other formations, dense material that have grown within the mantle over the past few 100 million years ago. However, folks, these are just alternative theories. At the moment, to identify these blobs remains a major mystery. So thank you, folks, for watching this broadcast. I'm going to come back to you with other very important pictures. Because I wasn't able to go out with the telescope tonight, it's because it's a very cloudy evening here in Great Britain, UK. But I will try my best again tomorrow night to be able to pick up something very strange across our solar system. So indeed, wherever you are across the world, have a fantastic evening and an excellent week ahead of you. From Matt Rogers.